welcome. You're watching Plain Speak here on CNN News 18 with me, Poonam Burde. It's exactly 14 days before the first vote is cast in Karnataka. There is a lot at stake as in any election. Before the BJP, it's about bucking the trend this time around as far as Karnataka is concerned. The state is known to have a revolving door of governments. Voters choose alternative parties every 5 years. But the BJP is hoping to reverse that very trend this time around. To give the BJP's campaign a fillip, their star campaigner and the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh hit campaign trail today. He addressed a rally in Mandya in the old Mysuru region, an area that's believed to be a weak link for the Saffron party. Now in 2018, the BJP couldn't win any seats in 5 of the 30 districts in the state. Interestingly, all of those 5 districts fall in this old Mysuru region. To put this in perspective for our viewers, the old Mysuru region has 58 assembly seats out of the 224 strong assembly. That's 1/4 of the assembly strength. What's interesting is that the BJP's foothold in the region is also at about 1/4, which is 25%. There are 15 sitting MLAs of the BJP in this particular region in the entire state. Now that brings us to the entry of Yogi Adityanath, a star campaigner of the BJP. Now back in 2018, that's the last election, when Yogi Adityanath was one year into his first term as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, he had aggressively campaigned in Karnataka, from coastal Karnataka to Uttar Kannada to Belgaum, Bidar and Hubli Dharwad. He held as many as 33 rallies and roadshows. The party is believed to have won majority of the seats where Yogi had campaigned last time around. That is why this year many candidates demanded that Yogi Adityanath be present with them, show them his support as far as their campaign trail goes. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh held a roadshow this afternoon before he took to the podium. It was one of the 4 that he held today. When he took to stage, he launched an all-out attack on the Congress party. Let me take you through the biggest attacks that he made during that particular rally. Now, many would call this polarizing, but hear how it went. He said that the Congress has appeased the PFI for vote bank politics. Remember, the BJP has been saying this time and again about Siddaramaiah withdrawing cases against the PFI when he was Chief Minister. Yogi Adityanath then went on to say that it was the Congress that introduced the Muslim quota, which is now scrapped by the BJP. It's unconstitutional, completely illegal, but they did so only looking at appeasement politics and at vote bank. He then also went on to rake up the partition. He said, we've seen one partition of this country based on religion. We do not want religion-based reservation to lead to another partition, is what Yogi Adityanath said. But then what came was the interesting comparison that he made between Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh, the state that he heads. He says there has been no curfew in Uttar Pradesh, there is no danga, everything is all is well. No danga, no everything is changa, is what the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh said. He then went on to say that that is exactly what a double-engine Sarkar can give you. We've seen that in Uttar Pradesh and you will see that in Karnataka if the BJP returns. Now many see Yogi Adityanath as a polarizing figure. His comments have often been at the center of heated political debates. Is that sentiment there today as well? Judge for yourself.
डबल इंजन की सरकार की सामर्थ्य और शक्ति का प्रदर्शन वहां पर मजबूती के साथ होता है। नो कर्फ्यू, नो दंगा, और वहां पर है सब चंगा। एक और डबल इंजन की सरकार जो पीएफआई पे बैन करती है, पीएफआई को बैन करती है, और दूसरी तरफ कांग्रेस जो पीएफआई को तुष्टीकरण करने का कार्य करती है। धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण यह भारत के संविधान के विपरीत है, असंवैधानिक है।
For decades, the BJP has struggled to spread its wings in the old Mysuru region. It's a region that is dominated by the Vokkaliga community. The Vokkaliga community constitutes 15% of the total electorate in the state. They've traditionally voted for the JDS and the Congress. But that community is going to be extremely crucial if the BJP wants to retain Karnataka, their gateway to the south of India. And that brings us to Yogi Adityanath. Him starting his campaign trail from Mandya may not be such a coincidence after all. It's a clear, thought-out strategy, as many experts would believe. Let me tell you why. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is an adherent to the Nath Sampradaya. The Mandya's mutt has allegiance to that very same sect. The link between the Mandya mutt and this particular sect that is followed by Yogi Adityanath as well, that link is something that the BJP has wanted to exploit and speak of since the 2018 elections. The pontiff of this particular mutt has a personal rapport with Yogi Adityanath as well. That Vokalega monk, in fact, has visited Uttar Pradesh multiple times since 2017, since Yogi Adityanath took over. And that personal rapport is something that the BJP is banking on for support from within the community. And that brings us to the debate that we open up here on Plain Speak. Yogi Adityanath has made his entry into Karnataka. Will this UP narrative, though, give the BJP a leg up, give the BJP an edge?
ಶ್ರೀ ಯೋಗಿ ಆದಿತ್ಯನಾಥ ಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ
ಅಖಂಡ ಭಾರತದ ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ
को तुष्टीकरण करने का कार्य करती है, उन्हें धर्म के आधार पर रिजर्वेशन देने का कार्य करती है।
3.5 सालों से जो सरकार कर्नाटका में आई है उसने हर स्तर पर आपका विश्वास तोड़ा है। पैसों से विधायकों को खरीदा गया, कांग्रेस और जेडीयू की सरकार को तोड़ के बनाया।
This time people are already decided to choose JDS. BJP and Congress behavior in between them. People have discussed about their attitude.
Let's open this up to our panelists. Sudha Halkai, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, joins us on this broadcast. Spokesperson of Karnataka Congress, Dhruv Jati, is also with us. JDS spokesperson Pratap Kanagal is with me on this broadcast, as well as senior journalist B.S. Arun. But I want to ask spokesperson of the BJP, Sudha Halkai, the fact that we started we started Yogi Adityanath's campaign from the old Mysore region, from Mandya, the link between the Vokaliga Mutt and the sect that Yogi Adityanath is a part of. Do you think that's a mere coincidence? Has the party deliberately planned this and now you're looking at the Vokaliga vote bank?
Is it for me?
Sudha Halkai.
Hello?
Ms. Halkai, if you can hear me.
Hello?
We'll try and reconnect that line with the BJP spokesperson, but I'll get in the other panelists as well. And Dhruv Jati, before we reconnect with the BJP spokesperson, how do you look at the kind of comments that have come to the fore, the push that Yogi Adityanath is making in this particular region of Karnataka?
Ironically, CM like Yogi Adityanath, who's unable to maintain law and order in his own state, Uttar Pradesh, who's campaigning in Karnataka today. From 2017 to 2022, Uttar Pradesh has had over 35,000 cases, making it the highest in India, right? And a state like Karnataka, which is extremely diverse. I heard you mention about the Vokaligas being dominant in old Mysore region. We also have a large number of communities over there which belong to the backward and the Dalits. Do you think an anti-CM, like the anti-Dalit CM like Yogi Adityanath, mind you, I say this because of his handling of the Hathras case, do you think the people of old Mysore region would even pay heed to such a person? I highly doubt it. And let me also bring to your notice that the folks and the star national campaigners of the Bharatiya Janata Party are also colleagues with people such as who are scot-free on the Bilkis Bano case today. They are also colleagues of Babu Bajrangi, who very explicitly went on, to very sadly say that he had cut open a woman's stomach and held her fetus on a sword and claimed to be Maharana Pratap. Do you think a state like Karnataka, that is diverse religiously, and also a state that is so unique, is going to pay heed to the Bharatiya Janata Party? Nevertheless, this election on the whole is going to be fought on local issues, on issues such as where the Bharatiya Janata Party has gone to, subjugate the entire, our own Nandini cooperative dairy, the 40% scams, the multiple scams, whether it was even the Bharatiya Janata Party's, the issue of price rise and also the mass vacancies in government jobs. The narrative and the issue of the Karnataka people today are mainly on the local ones. nothing related to Yogi coming and campaigning in Karnataka. There's very little effect of it on the whole.
But back in 2018, that effect was seen. Experts believe that there was some dent that Yogi Adityanath did make, and he was back then just 1 year into his chief ministership at Uttar Pradesh. Now he has a historic second term. Do you still think it's not going to have an effect?
Nothing of that sort is going to work, simply because the people of Karnataka today are worried about local issues, issues that concern them deeply. That is what is affecting every single person from Karnataka, and that is what the Congress is guaranteeing through its 4 guarantees in the state, to uplift and empower Kannadigas. Unlike the Bharatiya Janata Party, who's running a campaign that is not based on development, but on dividing and subjugating communities and making the state a war of what I would say religious communities.
Sure. Sudha Halkai, if you heard that, I want you to get in and answer what the Congress says. They say that Yogi Adityanath coming to Karnataka, making comments like Congress appeasing the PFI, Congress appeasing a certain vote bank, all of that is not going to resonate, because the people of the state are looking at local issues, and that is what is going to be on the voters' mind on voting day on the 10th of May.
Very good evening, and I feel immensely proud that our leader Yogi Adityanath ji has come to our state for the canvassing of the assembly elections. It's a matter of pride for us. Second thing, what our Congress spokesperson has told, that these are all false allegations, that what Mr. Yogi Adityanath ji is telling regarding the PFI and appeasement politics. Please tell me, wasn't the PFI cases being seized by Mr. Siddaramaiah ji? Is it wrong? Let them prove that it is
wrong.
No,
I don't think he said these allegations are baseless, Sudha Halkai. He said that these don't matter. It's not a narrative that the voter wants to hear.
Why doesn't? You think that the terrorist organizations like PFI, the people of Karnataka want the terrorist organizations to be groomed in our state? Is that why one of our Yuva Morcha, Praveen Nattar, was murdered in the open day? Why was he murdered? And the people behind this was PFI. Why we should allow these people to be groomed in our state? For what?
Which Bharatiya Janata Party member did Santosh Patil mention in his suicide note?
Okay, tell me about the bureaucrats who committed suicide during Siddaramaiah ji's government. 3 to 4 bureaucrats has committed suicide. What action has been taken against the leaders? What action has been taken? Why these people, by these intellectual, educated, the people who maintain the law and order in our state committed suicide? What was going through them? What were they suffering? What was that necessity for them to commit suicide? What action has been taken against them? And one thing, what you're telling about Mr. Santosh, who has committed suicide, let me tell you, please, let me tell you. When you raise the question, let me answer it. The 60 cases, no, you need to allow me to speak. I've allowed you to speak, okay? The 60 cases which was filed by Lokayukta against the Congress government was closed by Siddaramaiah ji. Why was it closed by Siddaramaiah ji, and why was all the power given to the ACB? The ACB is an agency where it has to consult the chief minister before proceeding with any case. Why was that power given to the ACB? Let me tell. If this thing was not happened in a way back in 2015-16, I think nearly every Congress person would have faced this.
Election in 2023.
What you're speaking about.
Local issues such as the Nandini Dairy Cooperative, the long list of scams is what concerns us at this point of time. And as a ruling party,
why did you close? Why did you close the local? We have not. We have not stopped any. What about Nandini? Nandini has got a more turnover regarding when compared to the Congress government, first and foremost. And Amul was there in Karnataka since way long back. And my government, Mr. Yediyurappa ji, has given 2 rupees extra for every farmer. And now we are giving 5 rupees extra for every farmer. Okay, for the milk farmers, one thing. And during Congress government, only 17 names of the farmers were sent to the central ministry for the Kisan Sanman Yojana, whereas 55 lakh farmers have been benefited from the double engine Sarkar. Why did you not provide the central schemes to the farmers? What mistake they had done? Why did you play this cheap politics?
I'd like to come in here. See,
you should have given all the beneficiaries.
Sure. Sudha Halkai, you've made your point. Let Dhruv Jatti also come in. I need to get in the other 2 gentlemen on the panel as well. Dhruv Jatti, go ahead.
A quick counter to what's being said over here. See, it's a matter of fact that the narrative of the Bharatiya Janata Party is nothing on local elections. They're trying to change the narrative on the whole, bring national star campaigns.
Everything is on local elections.
ironically, even as a woman, I don't believe that anybody in Karnataka, even the women of Karnataka, would encourage somebody, especially after his handling of the Hathras case. Somebody like Yogi Adityanath has zero impact in Karnataka, and that's a matter of fact. And the Bharatiya
Yogi
Janata Party
Adityanath has got an
Bharatiya Janata Party is
immense
so much on
respect
the back
throughout
foot
India,
that
not only
they
India,
had to
throughout the
they
world.
even had to manipulate the entire reservation issue. They had to manipulate the entire reservation issue. They had to get insulted by the Supreme Court of India, which hasn't even passed the reservation issue. They're trying to fool the people of Karnataka. And lastly, in the end, you have Amit Shah today who comes to threaten the people of Karnataka. And that's a matter of fact. The Bharatiya Janata Party has run out of issues to address today, and they are reluctant to speak about local issues. And that's a matter of fact today.
Sure.
Mr. Dhruv Jati, let me educate you regarding the reservations. One thing is Muslims had 3 reservations. One is category 1, one is 2A, and one is 2B. Category 1 and 2A still exist, whereas only category B has been removed from the OBC. And whereas
Ma'am,
the
these claims
minute
are not
minorities from
constitutional. They
the
are legally
Muslims,
tenable. They exceed the 50% cap, and these reservations have not been approved by the Supreme Court. That is a matter of fact. No matter how you try to educate through false narratives, a fact can be a fact.
See,
by
there
the
is
end
no
of the day.
injection from the Supreme Court. There is no injection. Let us not talk about the subjudicial matter over here because that matter is still in the court.
And that matter is going to come up
And the
one day
second thing
before
is
voting
our
happens in
advantage as
Karnataka.
well.
Whether or not
We have
the
taken a
court
date for the
decides to
hearing. We have taken an
put a
expected
stay
date
on
for
it
the
or
hearing.
not, we'll have
It
to
is
wait
not
and
a
watch
stay.
out
It is
for.
not a stay. We have
Sure.
taken a date for next hearing.
Yeah, and the next date of
Please don't
hearing is
misguide the
9th
people
of
of
May, which is
Karnataka.
one day before Karnataka goes to vote. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of court that day as well, because this
And
reservation
definitely
issue is
4%
something that we
reservation is
have seen
unconstitutional.
B.S. Arun come up in the last few weeks as far as campaigning goes. That's something that the BJP has been speaking about, has been driving home. That it was only appeasement, which is why this quota existed in the first place. It's completely illegal and unconstitutional, says the BJP.
Exactly, it is
The Congress, though, has come out and said that we will overturn this if we are voted to power. Do you think this is something that is going to have a bearing as far as one particular community is concerned and their voting pattern is concerned?
See, here we have to move a bit away from the Muslim issue because, I will tell you a bit of, history here. The Panchamsali Lingayats were on an agitation for the last 2 years or more than 2 years,
Yes.
demanding a separate category of reservation for them. Panchamsalis are a powerful, influential sect within the Lingayats, and Lingayats, as you know, are the main voter base of the BJP. Now, what Bombay government did was, as you know, they removed the 4% reservation for Muslims and divided that equally between Lingayats and the Vokaligas. The same evening when Bombay did this, the same evening the Panchamsali leaders said that they will withdraw the agitation. I think with this, Bombay won a major hurdle for him and for the party, and the Panchamsalis chose to back the BJP as they were doing before. Until then, there was a fear among the BJP leaders that they might not get the support of this particular sect. I think this was a big moral booster for the BJP. And as far as the reservation issue was concerned, they put it at rest at that time. And now it has been, because the issue has gone to the court, especially the Supreme Court. Now the issue has been raked up again, and as you know, it will come up only on the 9th. Now, as far as the Muslim quota is concerned, now the BJP, the Congress is trying to tell the people about what is wrong with this, whereas the BJP leaders are saying, how do you restore back the reservation for the Muslims? And that is a valid question also, because in our country, nothing that is given will be taken back, can be taken back. And especially, you cannot say that during the elections. So that is a huge question for the Congress if it comes to power, and if the status quo is maintained, about the reservation issue. So now the BJP has to convince the electorate that, whatever they have done, the amendment and the new policy, that will be for the benefit of these two communities. Whereas Congress has to say that, it will restore the Muslim community without affecting the reservation quota, the reservation percentages for the other communities. And this is a big task, even for both the parties, especially the Congress.
Sure. Dhruv Jati, you want to get in?
I'd like
It's
to come
not going to be as easy as the Congress believes it is going to be. What if this is another poll promise from the Congress's side that yes, we'll overturn it and then it goes in cold storage again or hits a legal hurdle again?
See, also to add up, let's clear the air on reservation. Firstly, they base the change for reservation on an interim report which stands invalid as stated as per the precedent of the Maratha Kota reservation judgment, right? And what's happened is this current reservation matters are clearly unconstitutional and legally tenable, and they also go ahead to exceed the 50% quota on the whole. If the reservation change has to be made, it cannot be made based on interim reports. There has to be a clear-cut caste census that is going to be taken, and then it can be presented in front of the Supreme Court. That's what must happen. And I don't think it's right for any of us to go over and beyond and comment on the reservation issue because it's simply in the Supreme Court at this point of time.
Sure.
And on the next month of May 9th, we'll know what's going to happen with it. But on the whole, the Congress party is all it's asking for is for a clear-cut caste census to take place, and not base it just on an interim report, which is completely biased.
Sure, but let's concentrate on what the campaign is standing at. And as far as the old Mysuru region is concerned, I want to get in the JDS as well. Pratap Kanagal, the old Mysuru region, Mandya, is believed to be a JDS bastion. But there are reports of a rift within the first family of the JDS as well. Where does that leave the party? Are you going to be able to keep that bastion, or do you think the kind of campaigning that we've seen Yogi Adityanath beginning his campaign trail with Mandya, Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, also hitting the trail first in Mandya, that region clearly is getting a renewed push by the BJP?
First and foremost, I just would like to start with correcting Mr. Yogi Adityanath, who said Yogi Adityanath claimed that Congress given the Muslim quota reservation rules. It's wrong. 4% of reservation were given by Mr. Adityanath in 1994 when he was Chief Minister of Karnataka, based on the Minority Commission report. Okay, that's one clarification. And it comes to when you said there's a rift in the first family. So it's completely wrong. It was a demand for one of the seats. There was a demand for the seat for Assam Assembly Council. It was sorted out, and everybody together they are campaigning. The ticket was given to the former MLA's son, Mr. Surov Prakash, and he's on the field and along with the Revena's family, entire family. So there is no tension all are together. And all this, it's all media speculation still going on that, but everything is clear. That's apart. Okay. Coming to Mr. Yogi Adityanath and Mr. Amit Shah campaigning in Mandya and the old Mysuru region. This is not the first time. Even in 2018, for just to remind you, 2018 he campaigned in old Mysuru region as well as. In fact, he went ahead one step ahead and he stayed in the Century mud, which is Okliga's dominant mud. He stayed in that mud. Send some kind of message. But what happened in the end? In the entire Mandya, the mud is in Mandya. In Mandya, they are not even. I don't think so. Even in one constituency, they are able to secure the second place. So that is not reality. But yes, they are free to attempt. They can try. Let them try. Like any other party, just like we are trying every other. They also can try. But let me tell you, people are smart enough to understand what is today's date, what is Uttar Pradesh, what is Karnataka. And we don't want people don't like some state like Uttar Pradesh where every day it's used only for the wrong reasons like rapes or murders and rights and everything.
Sure.
And that person comes here and teaches about how to develop a state or how to maintain the law and order. It's as good as when President of Zimbabwe or Venezuela coming to India and teach us about how to manage the finance in India. Right?
Sure. So the Halkai, both the Congress and the JDS are on the same page as far as that is concerned, that we don't need someone from Uttar Pradesh to come and lecture us because the crime is increasing there. But before I get you in, I also want to tell both the JDS and the Congress spokesperson that yes, the numbers may have increased as far as overall crime is concerned, but specific parameters, the crime has decreased, and that's perhaps what the BJP is trying to highlight. The cases of communal riots has gone down from 2017 to 2020. The cases of rape and murder have also gone down as far as the NCRB data is concerned. So the BJP is harping on that. But Sudha Halkai, go ahead.
Yeah, I would
Karnataka
like to
state
tell-
and the
I would
people
like
of
to mention few
Karnataka
of the
don't
achievements.
need
Lot of
someone like
achievements are
Yogi
there.
Adityanath to come in and lecture them, says say your rivals.
See, Yogi Adityanath is the chief minister from one of the largest states of our country, first and foremost. Second thing, he's like a firebrand of Hindutva. Third thing is he's the one who has got a dead end to the mafia in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh was known to the number of crimes and criminals in way back, few years back. He's the one who got law and order in place to the previous government. Third thing is he has got highest global investment, somewhere around more than 32 lakh crore investment has been done in Uttar Pradesh. Almost MOUs of more than 18,650 MOUs have been signed. So we take it in par with the development, take it in par with maintaining law and order, take it getting the mafia dead end, and including lot of things where Yogi Adityanath has been famous throughout India, not only for Karnataka. And definitely, it's a matter of pride for us to get a chief minister, to get a person like Yogi Adityanath ji to come on for star campaigner, unlike Mr. Imran, who is a close associate of Aziz, okay, he tells he is a guru of him, and he wrote a poem on him and whatnot. The person who was shot dead recently. So you tell me, you think people of Karnataka cannot make out who is a star campaigner and who is a criminal campaigner?
Sure, Pratap Kanagal, 30 seconds. I need to get in B.S. Arun as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You don't seem to buy the argument that the BJP is making.
Completely. See, whatever the claims, whatever the case is all fine, but even in the end of the day, what I would like to say is, like, if Uttar Pradesh develops as a development happens, the Karnataka will be the first people to be very, very happy on this earth. Because then we will have our jobs to be saved for our Karnatakas, and also GST money, whatever the GST revenue generating, we will get back more money for the development of Karnataka.
Sure.
So we'll be very happy for that, and we will congratulate you whenever he does that.
Sure.
But just for the sake of
I want B.S. Arun to have the last word, because he's a neutral party in this particular panel, and that's why I want to ask him, this UP narrative, or the comparison that is being made by Yogi Adityanath today, that he did across his 4 rallies in Karnataka, where he said that look what we've done in Uttar Pradesh, what it was back pre-Yogi era in 2017 and what it is now. They're two completely different pictures, they're two completely different stories. And that also works because there is the same government both at the center and the state. That's the pitch he was trying to make in Karnataka today. Do you think the people, the voters of Karnataka, feel that sentiment? Do you think that kind of comparison actually resonates with the voters?
See, I think there will be a mixed reaction to this. On the one hand, you see some regions supporting his statements, and some other regions they don't. Like if you come to the old Mysore region where he has started his campaign today, I'm sure that this region will not back Yogi Adityanath, because both the old Mysore region as well as the Vakaligas, the predominant population there, they are a very, very inclusive people. Vakaligas are very inclusive people. The region, the entire region, except for parts of Mysore city, it's very inclusive. And we have not seen the riots there. We have seen what happened to the Uri Gowda, Nanjegowda issue there. And BJP had to face a backlash and had to withdraw the entire thing because the Vakaliga Swamiji asked them to do so. And they had to keep quiet now. So this region, I'm sure, will think twice before backing Yogi Adityanath. But at the same time, you have other regions like the coastal Karnataka, the Bangalore, Udupi regions, and there it is the Hindutva cause and all that, which will gain an upper hand. And Yogi, I think, will make an impact there.
Sure.
And other regions, I'm not sure where his impact will be felt.
Sure.
The thing is, it will be a mixed reaction. We can't say that his impact won't be there at all, or can we say that he's going to win hands down for the BJP.
Sure. So there might be a mixed reaction. Whether or not it helps the BJP or it helps its rivals, we'll find out only on voting day. Unfortunately, I'm running short of time and I have to leave it at that. But I thank you all panelists for joining us here on this broadcast with your perspective.